folks, it's Stephan here. Welcome to the Solitudinal Podcast, a weekly show where I get to touch base with my viewers and talk about video games. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so by clicking the subscribe button below this video or at the end of the video. And if you have subscribed, thank you, and welcome to Stephan Plays. This week I've been continuing to play a lot of Stardew Valley, both at home and in production for videos that you'll be seeing over the next week. At home, I have started working on the fish tank in the community center because now I'm able to fish using that fishing mod. And we've been getting into the middle of spring in the video series. We've got a silo built. We've got another silo being built. We've already filled one of them with enough hay, so we're getting prepped for animals to be involved in the future of the farm. And we're going to be moving into summer. And the plan right now is to plant a bunch of blueberries and start going into wine production. But we need a little bit of work there. We don't even have the machine to do the brewing yet. But please check that series out and leave your comments about what you'd like to see Vincent do and what you'd like Sanctuary Farm to become. And I do have a poll at the end of each of those videos that you can vote in to help set the direction for that series. This week I put up a new condensed version of a Goetia video where we focus on 4 or 5 specific parts of the game where puzzles were solved or where we uncovered something or read something interesting. So rather than having all that interim time where we're moving around and trying to figure out the puzzles, it's just cut to the places where we actually make progress. I still have a lot of footage from my recording session for that, and we're going to continue to make videos from that as well as continue to do that style recording and then do voiceovers after the fact. And I think that's working out well for that game because it is a little bit dry in places if you just play it from real time. I picked up a point-and-click adventure game called Desiree, which I thought looked interesting because you play a colorblind or fully colorblind person where you see the world only in shades of gray. But the character himself is not very likable and the writing is not very good. And the content itself is kind of off-putting. So I'm not going to do a Let's Play series for that. What I probably will do is a Why Play series where I talk about what I don't like about the game. But in the meantime, if you were thinking about picking that up, you might want to hold off until you see that video. It might be hard for you to find anyway because the name has accents over the E's. And if you just type Desire into Steam, you won't find it. You'd actually have to put the accents in or have a link that took you specifically to that page. So it's tough to find anyway. I started a new Let's Play series for a game called Goliath, which is an indie action-adventure RPG game with survival elements, where you have crash-landed on this fragmented alien world, and you've become separated from your co-pilot. Your plane is no longer serviceable, and so you can gather resources, and you have the ability to build robots, or mechs, which they call Goliaths, and you can have one follow you around, or you can be the one driving it. You can also be out of the vehicle and just do things as your person, and some of the stuff that you collect requires that. You're going to be moving from fragment to fragment of this world, looking for your co-pilot, for one thing, but also just trying to figure out how to get home. And as you explore more, you'll find different factions, you'll be able to do quests, and you build better and better Goliath. And it seems really cool so far. Maybe not as polished as it could be. The camera controls in particular are a bit annoying. But so far, I'm enjoying the game, and I'd like you to check out that series and let me know what you think. Probably the biggest gaming news this week is NVIDIA's announcement of the GTX 1080 and 1070. They had a big event in Austin, Texas that a lot of YouTubers and streamers were invited to, and unrolled out this new card, which they are claiming can double the performance of the GTX 980, at least when considering VR applications. And part of that is due to this new simultaneous multi-projection system that is part of the card, where they can render the same scene from different perspectives, up to 16 different perspectives apparently, and you only need 2 for VR for stereo. It has more shader cores and runs at a higher clock rate than the existing GTX 980, and so therefore it is going to outperform it anyway. They're also saying that it can outperform a 980 and SLI with just one card, which means that even though the price point is very similar to what the 980 is, you may only need one card to achieve the same level of performance, and then if you do integrate SLI, you can go that much further. It's going to be interesting to see what AMD does in response. They apparently are also working on a new architecture for their graphics cards, but in the past they've said that they're not going to go after the high end, that they are going to go for the mainstream, which sounds like a sound business decision, but it may also be possible that they just can't keep up with NVIDIA's performance. My gaming rig is built around two Radeon R9 270s that are running in Crossfire, and on newer games, I can still run into problems with performance. If I want to maintain 60 frames per second, I usually have to dial back the graphics settings to some degree to do that. Of course, that's one of the great things about PC gaming. We have that control, both in the games and through the graphics card interfaces. I set up a Patreon account, which you can link to in the description of this video or from the YouTube channel page if you'd like to find out more information. And basically I've done that because I've produced a lot of videos over the years on my channel, and I've monetized the majority of them, but haven't yet achieved a level of monetization where I have been paid even once. To produce the 6 or 7 videos a week that I produce and keep going with that pace, I end up spending about 40 or 50 hours of production time. I actually don't play games that often. Most of my day-to-day life is doing video work and audio editing. A single video for YouTube will take several hours to produce. You've got the recording time, the audio cleanup and editing time, cutting together the footage, rendering, uploading to YouTube, then putting in all the description and information as well as sharing it on social media. Very rare that it would be under 4 hours for me to put a single video together. And I'd really love to continue to do that and continue to grow the channel and the community, but I need your help to do that. And one of the biggest ways that you can help is actually just to share the videos with your friends or other people. Get the word out there about the channel. The more people that I get to see the videos and the more feedback I get on the videos, the more I can improve the content and the way that I'm producing these videos. Even just clicking the like button can help me a lot because it tells me that someone enjoyed what they saw. All I really have to go by right now are analytics pages, and that really only tells me how long people viewed the video and how many people saw the video. And if you really want to help out, you can make a monthly pledge through Patreon that will help me to fund the production of these videos. Just to give you an idea of my costs, I rent this office. That costs me $500 a month, and then I have a high-speed internet connection, which is another $150 a month. And then outside of that, of course, just regular living expenses, which I'm not really including in this right now. But even if I could get to the point of being able to cover the office, that would be huge. Now, we're a long ways from that since this is just starting out and I don't have any patrons at all. But if you do make a donation, then I'm going to either send you a postcard at the $3 level, or I'm going to start integrating your name into videos, even to the point of giving you a shout out, or doing a specific Why Play video just for you on any game that you want me to review that's available on the PC. So seeing any commitments at all through Patreon will help me to know that you are very interested in seeing the content continue as well as seeing the channel grow. And that's really what I'm trying to understand. Okay, so if you've got questions for me about this video, about other videos I'm producing, or just me personally, send me a YouTube message or leave a comment on the video, and I will try to integrate those into the Q&A section of next week's Solitudinal Podcast. And that's what I want this end note to be, is talking about that. It's also where I'm going to put the Patreon notifications, either on the screen after we go into the outro, or I may call your name out specifically depending on your pledge level. So this is where you'd be featured for that. If you really make a high pledge, then you will be featured in more videos. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time.